Hello, church family. Thank you for joining me for a very special and very important announcement. It's an old saying, but it's true. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. I know that's been very true in my life these last couple of months. By the end of this month, it'll be 11 Sundays since we've had church together. And that statement brings to mind another phrase. I know that you miss your church family. It's another phrase that brings great joy to our heart. It's a welcome home. Imagine you've been gone on a long trip, maybe a vacation spot that you enjoy. Parts of it you really loved, but you couldn't wait to get home. And there comes a time that you make the turn back towards your house. I know for us it's when we return from the north. We're coming down the I-15. And we crest a certain area and we can come down to the lights of Victorville and Apple Valley and Hesperia. I'll turn to my wife and I'll say, we're almost home. But then something even more special happens. You pull into the driveway, you open the door, and you walk back in the door. Maybe you've even said to yourself, if no one was there to greet you, welcome home. Well, for a church family, I want to spend the next few minutes to let you know of this. As a church, it's time to walk back in the doors. It's time to begin the process of saying, welcome home. In Acts chapter 2, verse number 42 and following, the Bible says, and they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship and in breaking of bread and in prayers. And fear came upon every soul, and many wonders and signs were done by the apostles. And all that believed were together and had all things common, and sold their possessions and goods, and parted them to all men, as every man had need. And they, continuing daily, with one accord in the temple, and breaking bread from house to house, did eat their meat with gladness and singleness of heart, praising God, and having favor with all the people. And the Lord added to the church daily such as should be saved. In that brief passage, I want to bring to your thoughts the words continue, which are used a couple of times, and the word together. Truly, a church is called to be together. In fact, that's in the very meaning of the word. The word church means a called out assembly. That is our biblical mandate. Now, my purpose in this video meeting with you is that through much prayer, our church humbly and voluntarily complied with what was requested of us in many other places in our nation back in March. We did that willingly. We did that of a sense of duty to our fellow citizens, to do what we could to keep them safe and, as was called, flatten the curve and stop the spread and help our medical community have the resources that they need to fight this dreaded virus. Many lives have been lost. This is a terrible sickness. It has affected many. I'm glad that our church family in particular has been saved from that, though many of you, I'm sure, know people who've been affected by it within and near your own personal family. We have done all that we can in our own way to support one another as a church, to support our community, and to support our leadership. Today, as we approach the middle of May, there is a sense of growing uncertainty, not just in our area, but across America. There is uncertainty scientifically. There is definitely uncertainty politically. Depending on who you speak to, they have a different idea of what the remedy will be, what the needs are, and what should happen. Some say that the announcement that I will give to you is too late. Perhaps the church never should have fully closed her doors. Some will say that this is way too early. To you, I respect your thoughts and understand it comes from a heart of great concern, probably for yourself, one that you love, or maybe you're in the medical community, and that is your sense. I respect that. But over the last couple of months, flatten the curve has changed. That's what we were told. Today it has become wait for a vaccine. My concern as a pastor is a vaccine we're unsure about, a vaccine we do not know when will come. And a vaccine, if we're all to be honest with ourselves, we're uncertain that it would work fully when it came. We are living in uncertain days, but we do have a certain God. And so it is time for we who follow that certain God to make a determination. Because recently churches within our state have been placed within a Phase 3 category. Phase 3, we were told, would likely be months and not weeks away. Many, including leaders within our own county, have petitioned for churches to be moved to Phase 2. As yet, those actions, those letters, those words have gone unheeded. I personally have sought counsel, advice, I have sought research, and most of all, I've sought the will of God. I have wrestled with Romans 13, Acts chapter 5, and Hebrews 10:25, seeking to find the right balance between respect for authority and government, and obeying God rather than man, and not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. For all of us, these have been times of difficult decisions. I want to tell you that with this full support of our deacons, our pastoral staff, and other ministry leaders, I have made the determination at this point that we ought to obey God. It is time to say, welcome home. The plan is that on May 31st, we will be ready to resume services, along with hundreds of other churches like-minded across our state who are making the same determination. We have worked to prepare a plan which is available for you under our coronavirus response at bbcv.org. You will find this to be a thorough plan which will outline many details that I don't have time to get into today. I ask you to pull up that plan and read it if you're a church member. You will find that we are doing everything we can in a very thorough way to keep you and your loved ones safe on our campus. In addition to these safety policies, another safety measure is that we have a 4-step plan to resume services. We will not jump headlong into services as we had them in the past immediately. Our express goal is to return to that at the right time when it is wise to do so. But I believe that we need 4 steps to safely return. On May 31st, we will begin with step 1. There will be multiple AM services. They will be repeats of one another so that different people can come at different times to allow us to spread under social distancing guidelines, which will be kept within the auditorium. The evening and Wednesday services will still be online in step 1, and all services, including the morning service, will be available online for those who cannot attend. Let me say in a very forthright way that we are recommending all high-risk individuals and caretakers of high-risk individuals. We recommend, and as your pastor, I recommend that you continue watching online at this point. That will be high risk due to your age or due to underlying conditions, which again are outlined within our plan. I also respect this. Some of you will say, Pastor, I thank you for that recommendation, but I will choose to attend anyway. I understand where your heart is coming from, and I understand that no one will be denied entrance unless they are exhibiting symptoms of COVID-19. But please know from me that it's okay to continue watching online for now. All social distancing guidelines will be in place. In fact, ours will be far more rigid than most places that you would attend or go to or frequent for a very definite reason. I want our church to be in the right spirit on the highest level of awareness and concern for our people. We are a family, and we will watch out for each other. Child care will be available from 0 to 4 years of age, but every child who enters a Sunday school class will have a temperature check before admittance for safety reasons, as will our child care workers. If you as a parent decide to have your nursery-age child in the services, that will be fine. That's okay with me, but it will be available. Those 5 and older, we will ask all families to sit and stay together throughout the services. Trust me, the services will be shorter, and you parents, I'm sure, will not have any complaint about that. There will be even a 6-foot distance, even in the sanctuary, seated and standing for congregational singing and for the preaching. No offering plates will be passed. There will be giving boxes instead, where you can manually give your offering. They are secure. You can still, of course, and we encourage giving online. There will be no printed material, and there will be thorough cleaning and sanitizing before and after every service, and in ways that perhaps you will not see. There will even be cleaning going on during service. Our policy that I have in front of me that will be available to you also shows our further steps beyond step 1. Finally, our path. I ask all of us to have a spirit of humility. I ask all of us, do not come with a spirit of defiance. That will not be my spirit. My spirit will be that of obedience and a desire to worship God Most High together with you who are able to attend. I also ask that there be a spirit of understanding. Some of you right now watching this video, you will not agree with me as your pastor. I want you to know I respect you and I respect your views. Others wish I had done this sooner. And I ask all of us, no matter where we stand, may we stand together in love and in togetherness. Also, I ask a spirit of family involvement as a church. We are a church family. On my desk, that you probably see here in front of me, there's a plaque with a portion of a quote from our 40th President, Ronald Reagan. The full quote says, "There is no limit to what a man can do or where he can go. If he does not mind, who gets the credit?" That is in two ways for us. One, to God be all the glory. We meet because God has called us and we are able to do so. Secondly, may it be a spirit of togetherness as we work together through this, as we begin the process of reassembling. We will even have practice services for those who are volunteering in order to help them. And then when we gather, we will be ready. We will do everything to keep you and your loved ones safe. And then as we go forward together in the days ahead, we look forward to the day that this will be behind us and that we can all thrive together again. As your pastor, I love you. I thank God for you. I do not make this decision lightly. I make it dependent upon the Lord and ask that you make your decisions in light of that as well. May God bless you. And remember, God is good all the time. May our great Lord be with you.